Welcome back. Thank you for joining me on the second video where I'll be talking a little bit about what I did in the immediate aftermath when change happened. And hopefully this is something that you can then use whenever you're in a situation where you feel a bit overwhelmed, something's just gone down and you now need to find a way through it. And I broke it down into 3 steps, the KFT model. So the K stands for keep calm. And as difficult as it is, I know it's difficult, but as difficult as it is, try and remain as calm as possible. Panicking doesn't help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help the people around you. It just makes things worse. When we panic, we make decisions in haste, and often they're the wrong decisions, and it just makes things worse. So try and remain calm. And by remaining calm, it helps you gain focus, which is what the F stands for. So focus on the things that you can control. By focusing on the things you can control is often the things that will help you improve the situation there and then, help you get through the situation, help you get to safety, whatever. So, for me, it was a case of, breathing. I could focus on my breathing. I could focus on remaining calm so that when the guys get to me, I'm not thrashing around and making the situation harder for them to deal with me. Slowing my heart rate down, just trying to, control everything, because that will in fact slow the bleeding down so I don't bleed out as quick. And what's the other thing? Staying awake. All I wanted to do was just fade. I could just feel my life slipping away from me. So I just knew that, that's one thing I had to do, was stay awake. And those are the things I could focus on. Everything else didn't matter. What's going on around me, there's still some sort of firefight going on, whatever. It doesn't matter, because I can't deal with that now. That's not, and there are people there to deal with that, luckily, but that's out of my control. And worrying about that's not going to help me. So focusing on those things. And now that I know what I can focus on, or what I need to focus on, it comes down to the T. Take action. Act on those things straight away. Don't wait, because often waiting in a situation like this that's ever evolving, it can just get a lot worse quicker. So once you know what you can control, just take action on those things to try and at least kind of curb the situation, at least try and, as quickly as possible, navigate your way through it and get to some form of safety, or processing or whatever. But just don't wait for it, because it can get a lot worse. And for me, I took action on those things that I could control, and that's ultimately what helped me get off the ground in the speed that I managed to do, because the guys got to me. I was still awake. I was bleeding quite a lot, but they managed to, get the tourniquets on and stuff like that to slow it down. And they managed to get me off the ground really quick into the hands of the medical team, who then could take over and go from there. And that's when I finally knew, my bit is kind of done now. The medics have got me. I'm in safe hands. It's fine now. So it's, but sometimes it's worth bearing in mind that, if the situation is still ongoing, whatever it might be, and if your focus, if the only thing you can control is just getting yourself to safety and wait for the situation to play out, then do that. Because sometimes there's not always loads of things you can do. Sometimes literally just sitting back and waiting for it to play out is the course of action to take. So almost like your action becomes inaction. So it's just worth bearing that one in mind. And then after that, what really helped me was looking at the situation for what it is. It's like, yes, I've just been blown up. Yes, I've lost my legs, my career, but I'm still alive. Practicing these sorts of things is a skill. We can get better at it. And it's just, and how we react to it is a choice. How we feel about it is a choice. So it's almost like accepting the situation for what it is, rather than making it worse or overplaying it. It's also extremely helpful. And in focusing to kind of choose on a positive rather than a negative. It's like, yes, I've just lost all these things. However, I'm still alive. I've still got my family. I'm going home. I can still do something with my life. And it's choosing to be positive about it rather than negative, because there will be some positives. And as hard as it is, it's worth just looking for those things. And the more you do this in the circumstances, the easier it gets to do it. And, ultimately, acceptance. What's happened. You aren't going to change it. It's gone. So now it's just about a case of moving forward. And how we move forward is actually something that I'll be discussing in the next video. So thank you very much for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.